A very good morning to all the blockchain developers. I hope my voice is audible and my screen is visible. Please let me know, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know. Guys, we'll just start in more 5 minutes, okay? We'll just give more 5 minutes. Please, until then, please make your setup up and we'll just start, okay? Guys, yes, we'll start today's class. So before that, before moving forward, I hope everyone had a great weekend in developing your dApp. Can you please let me know how many of you successfully completed the installation of the dApp and made sure have did all the steps which are mentioned, which are showed in yesterday class, as well as the which are the steps which have been in the video. Can you please let me know? Raise your hands or let me know in the chat. How was the experience, guys? Is it, have you understood the whole flow? Have you understood how exactly the things works in developing in a decentralized application? Cool, cool, great. Now, uh, guys, have you deployed the pet shop application, the app which I showed in Truffle Suit? How many of you did that? Great, great. How many of you saw there is an import of a open Zeppelin solidity functions. There is one import in one of the contract where we are importing one contract from Git. How many of you saw that? Cool. I mean, sorry guys, I was mentioning some another tutorial, but there is no open Zeppelin here. I'll just let me know. I'll just let you all know. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Thanks. Thank you, ma'am. I suggest everyone to follow these contracts. I mean, import these contracts whenever you need. Okay, wherever you need, because these are the legitimate contracts which are ERC standard. Okay, and which helps us in making our contract, I mean, making a application more uh, in a rigid way. Okay, these are the contracts. This is the open source contracts where they are collaboratively developed in a way that we can, there are no loopholes. I mean, the loopholes are are updated for every version. I suggest everyone to have a look, go through this, and use these contracts wherever you have use of this. Okay, please share this the same link in the group. Okay, I suggest everyone to go through this docs once. These are the best smart contracts at present in our blockchain, where they provide all the blockchain details, I mean all the codes for our use cases, and most of the people are using this for their development. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Before moving forward, I just want to give a quick overview, a quick recap. Krishna, can you please check in your side that everyone are can hear my voice? I think you are the one who are facing the problem. Cool. Thanks for that. Guys, before moving forward further, I just want to give a quick recap of what we did till now. Okay. The first and fourth step, the setup installation, all the setup installations we did. the like Ubuntu virtual machine, all the dependencies, and the installing the Ganache, Node.js, everything, every installation steps we are covered in the single module. Okay. That's the reason we have kept a day. I mean, I think one day, I think so. We are totally into the installation part because we don't have any installations after that. I mean, most of the installations are done in the setup installation. So next, after that, I mean, it's like a sine wave, like we have a hurdles, like most of the people have faced some issues. Yes, those are the issues. Issues are common, errors are common when we are doing a setup. And next, we have the private Ethereum blockchain of our own. I mean, most of people have successfully did this in their, I mean, they have successfully deployed, have a node, running the node, mining a node, mining their own ethers, doing a transaction of their own. And after that, they are knowing that to do a transaction, they need to have a mine their ether, so that the person who is doing a transfer has to do a mining so that the transaction will be succeed. The transaction will be indeed succeed without mining, but to be reflect on the other account, he has to do a mining. We have to do a mining in only the one account which we are transferring. The receiver account doesn't need to have a mining. Okay. Next, we did in the private Ethereum blockchain, I think we have a clear decentralized way how exactly the node works. I mean, cool. But most of the people have got the ethers. I hope everyone have got the ethers by following the same steps. Do we have, I mean, any of you added any more steps rather than in the doc? Can I know? Cool. See, the docs which have provided are the steps which are tested for several times. I mean, taking into the scenario of several students, the doc is updated simultaneously. Okay. The problem faced, the error faced by the students, the doc is updated according to that. But okay, I understood that, but the mining didn't get ethers. You need to do one more time. Just check one more time. You will definitely get that. I mean, it totally depends upon the configuration and the net speed and the capability of the system. That's the reason why Bitcoin and Ethereum are so costly, because the mining part, the doing a transaction, solving those puzzles require a huge number of configurations. So the cost, I mean, the cost for the mining part is very high. And recently the fork, I mean, we had a fork in the in the Bitcoin has made the drastically made the half. I mean, we called it as a half into a ethers. I mean, to the Bitcoin, the people now get only the half ethers. This is how I think we have only till the around more. I think we are only circulation of 21 million Bitcoins overall. So after that, there are no more Bitcoins. So I hope that's the reason we have so much. I think now you understand why Bitcoin and Ethers are so costly. The developer perspectives, you need to know, guys, it's not about the people have so much into the Bitcoin. The cost is, yes, the cost depends upon the I mean, how we call the publicity and the use case, but the initial price the Bitcoin and the Ethers have is totally depends upon the developer. From the developer perspectives, how they are charging and how much cost they are incurring to do a transaction on the blockchain. Have you understood now the reason why they are so costly? Because the setup has to be much more costly for that. Is that clear to everyone? Now, whenever you are anyone, the blockchain, the Bitcoin price will be drastically decreased. The Bitcoin price may drastically increase. No, it doesn't depend upon the drastically increase and decrease. It depends upon totally the demand and supply. The demand and supply is the one part, and another part is how much they cost for the to be a transaction for a developer to keep, and to how much cost does it take for the developer, I mean the mining person, I mean the node, to do a to make it a successful on the blockchain. So that's how these are two interlinked. I hope everyone got this. Make sure from next you have the answer, clear answer why we have so much price. Now you are no more just a student, you are a blockchain student developer. Okay, treat yourself as you know everything indeed from the blockchain perspectives, how exactly the things works. I hope everyone are having the same view, same perspectives towards the blockchain. Don't go with the hype, guys. There are a lot of misconceptions. There are a lot of misconceptions between the blockchain and Bitcoin. Everyone thinks that blockchain and Bitcoin are the same, but no. Bitcoin is backed by blockchain. Blockchain is a separate technology, which blockchain actually runs the Bitcoin. Okay, we are now what we are using. We are using that technology. Only the technology we are using now, the blockchain technology. Okay, the underlying technology we are using now, not the Bitcoin. Have you understood now? Bitcoin is a face, blockchain is a backend. That's how it works. Okay, clear, guys? Now make sure that you only use the blockchain technology to the most. Have any doubts regarding this, guys? No, Ethereum, the vendor who can accept the Ethereum and Bitcoin as a payment, but Bitcoin and Ethereum doesn't work. Also runs Ethereum. No, we have to pay in ethers for the transaction. Have any doubts more? Shall we move forward? Yes, I mean, it totally depends upon how, see, suppose if there is a demand, there will definitely be a supply. The number of merchants, I mean, see, having a Bitcoin is not a big issue, but how to use the Bitcoin is an issue, right? See, you had a Bitcoin now. How you use that? Storing it in your having a Bitcoin in your wallet doesn't make any sense. Okay, it will have it to purpose, but you need to use that at any cost, at somewhere also. If you want to do a transaction, if you want to get a goods, if you want to pay for something, if none of the people are accepting the Bitcoin, then what is the use of having a Bitcoin? You can use it in the Bitcoin Bitcoin uh, technology, right? But you can't use anywhere apart from the Bitcoin. So if the number of vendors, I mean the number of people who are accepting the Bitcoin as increases, then we can definitely expect mainstream in the future. See, not smart contracts are developed in Ethereum or Hyperledger. I mean, it's totally a different blockchain technology only. So Hyperledger works on different roof, and the Ethereum is on the different roof. Ethereum is an open source project. Hyperledger is not an open source. It's backed by IBM. I mean, it's a Linux and I backed by IBM. Okay, it's more into the distributed ledger. We call it Hyperledger as a distributed ledger, digital ledger, not we call it Hyperledger DLT, distributed ledger technology. Ethereum is totally an open source. So, any more doubts regarding this? We'll just move to the next. We'll just give a quick recap. Cool. Now, we are done with the private Ethereum. But there is a module called Web3 and Truffle. So, I made a hole to the Web3 and Truffle so that when you use without, when you, I just want to make sure that if you are familiar with the Solidity language, getting the overview of the Solidity and everything, and there you connect the Web3 and Shuffle while developing a dApp, Solidity contract totally into a dApp, you get a clear picture. So that's the reason we have moved up the Solidity to a top and made up Web3 to the down. Okay, now when you're discussing about the Solidity, we have learned everything. The basics, what to which we can use develop a contract to with a full in a rigid way with all the syntaxes we have learned, and also we can use that Solidity contracts and to develop that contract to a fully legit dApp with a Web3 and a Truffle. Web3 is a library, and Truffle is a framework which we use to develop a dApp. So in this Solidity, we have learned the basic, like how the state variable global variables addresses, what is a pure, what is a view, what is a public, private, and the addresses payable, what are how the functions works, what are the things we can do with the Solidity, are the things we have learned in the Solidity. Okay, so there are much more things. In depth, if we go into the Solidity, we have much more steps we can learn. Okay, the syntax may change, but the logic will be same. Okay, please have a look into the Solidity doc which I have shared. You will get to understand how exactly the things works. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, if you are using there are services like the AWS, which is giving services to deploy our app in a Ethereum. Yes, you can develop it, definitely do that. Okay, there is no problem in that. Just you need to search for the exact service where it helps us to. Ramakrishna, you're asking me that is there any other consensus mechanism which can help us in reducing the time and money? Cool. See, there is an Istanbul fork. I hope everyone have know about the Istanbul fork. Cool. In the Istanbul fork, the Ethereum has suggested that the transaction cost, the transaction speed has been increased. Cool. Please understood that the forks, there are two types of forks, hard fork and soft forks. Okay. Hard fork is nothing but where we change the versions of the whole the blockchain Ethereum technology, and software is like soft fork is like that, is where we change the versions. If we are doing any changes to the coding purposes, we call it as a soft fork. Hard fork is where we change the uh, whole technology architecture, where we are giving a hard fork. So Istanbul is a hard fork where we are giving to the Ethereum, where the transaction speed has been increased. See, it's an open source project, Ethereum. There are things we need to consider, and the and the and the network is increasing as a day by day. We can expect a fast speed of using a transaction. Okay, there are some other blockchain technologies like R3 Corda. I hope everyone can tell me, everyone have aware of R3 Corda, heard of R3 Corda? Cool. There is a Hedera hash graph. Yeah, no problem. R3 Corda and Hedera hash graph are the distributed ledger technologies where I don't know which is backed by JP Morgan. I hope R3 Corda is backed by JP. I'm not sure this technology is backed by anyone, but I can tell you that the problem which the Ethereum is facing, these guys have made this problem. I made a solution for this. R3 Corda is nothing but it makes a initial transaction where it makes to the level where the public with the two merchants, okay, the two merchants can have a contract and they can do a transaction. Like we can use any consensus mechanism. It's like a dots we are connecting in the R3 coda. We'll just understand this, guys. Please have a look at the R3 coda official doc. Please, when you are want to when you want to learn a new thing, when you want to search for a new thing, please go first for the official doc, then you go for the tutorials on any other thing. First, you need to know what are the clear definitions they have given for the R3 coda. So that's the reason we go for the official doc or the white paper of the any blockchain technology. I hope everyone know about the white paper, which is first introduced by the Bitcoin, and from there, every blockchain technology will have a white paper of their own. I suggest I'll prefer you all to give a preference to the white paper and the official doc. Please have a look at the header and hash graph as well. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? Cool. So as we know, we are using Web3 for the Web3 library for the doing a communication from front end and back end as a middleware, and we use Stockholm framework to develop a app. So now we have completed the first 4 modules. I hope everyone have no doubts till here. Everyone are clear that we have completed the top 4 modules and we are only left with the final capstone project. Can you please raise your hand? Don't raise your hand, guys. Please give a message in a group so that I can read those. Okay, can know how many of you giving yes. So guys, please, I just want to know all of the guys have no doubts till the module 4. So once we are done with this 4 and once we are on the capstone project, we are now we'll never going back to those 4 modules. Okay, is that clear, guys? I hope everyone had a clear picture how the 4 modules are working and have how the exact flow works to develop a app. So now, so we'll just move to the caps. I hope everyone done with the supply chain app. Are there any issues with supply chain app? Yes, there were some issues like HD wallet provider. It's a normal package, guys. If you search for on the internet, you'll definitely get an answer. There are a lot of forums. There are a lot of people will having the same issue like you. Just search for that forum. In that forum, you'll definitely get an answer. Okay. If you have any errors, you have to do a search in the forums. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? Cool. Then we'll just move forward to our capstone project. So what are we doing in this capstone project? Cool. So in this capstone project, I just made a general scenario where most of the people are aware of. Nothing, we are just making a use case, like another use case in a general scenario in a real-time way. We can use the student registration app. I hope everyone in the school, I mean, this registration app is dedicated to the school people, school children, where we register student details in a decentralized application. How we are doing that? Why? What is the problem statement? So suppose we are making a small and easy way of doing this contract to make sure that you are understanding the flow on your own. I can develop an app. So if we consider in giving a general scenario where you have gone through this scenario, where you know the end to end of this scenario, then you can have a clear picture how to develop this app. So now you totally focus on how to join those dots so that you'll have a clear understanding. So when you are developing another app, you'll understand how exactly the things works, what exactly the things we need to know. Is that clear to everyone? Cool. Now, why we are doing this student registration. The problem statement is a simple that consider we have a school. There are we are only taking into the consideration of the class 8, 9, 10th. Okay, there is a school and we are only taking into consideration of 8th, 9th and 10th students. So now what we are doing with those students, suppose, I mean, at the end of the day, every student has to know his student total tuition fees, like a school fee. So to keeping into that scenario, every student will have a marks I mean mark scholarship, I mean like a academic scholarship, taking into consideration of his percentage, and there will be a cash scholarship, and there will be a total fee. Guys, is my voice is audible? Can everyone, yeah, can everyone see my screen, right? Cool. Please let me know when the screen is off. Okay. So now, what exactly we are doing here? So by taking into consideration of 8th, 9th and 10th students, and we are also taking into consideration of his marks and his marks, I mean the percentage, I mean the scholarship to get, which scholarship for the marks he got, and the cash scholarship, and every student will get a cash scholarship, and the total fee. The total fee is a predefined fee, and by taking into consideration as a cash scholarship and the merit scholarship, will reduce those from the total fee, and we are giving those details to a student, and we are storing all those details in a blockchain. Okay, so what exactly we are doing here? We need a data fields. I'll just show you guys how exactly the things works, what are the things we are need, so that you will understand. Is it clear to everyone? Cool. So now what exactly we are doing here? See, every student will have an address in a blockchain. So every student will have an address and will take a, I mean, like consider the address is like a unique, we have in our undergraduate, like in a BTech, we have a unique our hall ticket number, like a roll number. But when we are considering taking into scenario of the school students, there we'll have a unique admission number, but we don't have a unique rule number. Okay, so to make it to the best use case, so we are considering as a blockchain address, I mean the public address here, and giving a student name. So these are the data fields we are giving to the contract, and the data fields after that, what are the student count, what are the details we want. So now, guys, please be with me. I'll explain you the flow, and later I'll just give you the zip file, what exactly you all need to do. I'll just explain. There are the tasks which are already predefined in that file, so that it's simple task. You all need to complete it. Is that clear, guys? Cool. Now, we have a student, we have an address. We have to give that address, and we have a student name. So what we are restricting the students that the registration for the scholarship will closes on December 31st. Okay, so we are restricting the students that to register the detail, to register their form by December 31st, 2020. So we are restricting here. So next we are giving the class. So guys, please remember, we are restricting this smart contract to 8th, 9th, and 10th students only. So now later, give any roll number. See, roll number is not on the blockchain. Data is not on the blockchain because we don't need to save this data on the blockchain because we are only more concerned of the uh, address and the more specific details. Okay. So why we need to make sure that we don't need a data which changes from year to year. See, if a student from 8th class move to the 9th class, his roll number may changes. Some students may leave the school, take a transfer certificate and leave the school. So we are not taking into consideration of his roll number. That's the reason we don't have any data. I mean, we are not storing any data. We don't have any data fields in the smart contract. See, this is how we can restrict the data. I mean, using on the blockchain. Clear? Next, we have a cash system. We have a cash scholarship. Every student will get a cash scholarship. Guys, remember, we are just making sure that if a student give a number, like if he is a general candidate, gives a number 1. If a BC gives 2, ST 3, and SC 4. So guys, here, what is the exact same? What does it mean? If we given a student if the student is given his caste as a number, the number will reflect in the smart contract and will get the caste scholarship according to its number. Is it clear, guys, what the caste means? And the marks. So here the marks is like every student will have a marks till 600, right? Up to 600. So there is a percentage according to the marks. Like if we get a 75 percentage, we have a specific grade, we'll get this amount of scholarship. If we get 80, 85, 90, 95, there is a limit. I mean, there is a roof, there is a slab for every percentage that every student will get this amount of scholarship. After that, when we are clicking on create, the student details are created. And after that, we'll just give an address, we'll get all the details. Now, I hope everyone are understood what are the details we are giving here and what are the details we are getting. Is it clear to everyone? What I'll do, I'll just give a run. I'll just make sure that I'll just show you the output, how exactly the things work. See, I'm in my ring B. I'll just go to my folder. The things are same. Truffle. See, guys, there is already a build folder. If I do a truffle compile, what are the things we get? See, if there is no change in the contract, then there will be a same build compile version. Okay. Now next, simple. Truffle migrate hyphen network rinky. Cool. Oh my god, just a second. There is a spell check. Cool. Yes, every file you will get the predefined, but the task will be there. Okay. You need to update the task. You need to update the fields which are given in the task. Okay, guys, just give me a minute. I hope just a second. The contract is already deployed, I think so. Done. Now we need to give the inputs. Guys, just give me a Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. So I just went to get my water bottle. Is my voice is audible, guys? Cool. Thanks. I went to get my water bottle. So cool. Now just take any address, give it as an input. So I'm giving a name like test. So give any month. So class has to be 8, 9, 10, anything between 8, 9, 10. Give any roll number. And cast has to be, class has to be any from 8 to 9, 10. And cast has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just giving any number, just a random number. Just give a random mark and we'll see. Cool. There are no transactions we are getting. Why? Because we have didn't deploy the contract in an exact way. So we need to check the contract file why we are getting the error. Just a second, guys. Cool, we have everything done. So what we need to do, we need to deploy this contract in a fresh way that migrate ring. So done. We'll see now. We'll just deploy the contract in a fresh way. Cool. Now contract is deploying in the ring B. But before why it is not deployed, can anyone tell me that? We got a success message that the contract network is up to date, but why we didn't got any, why when we are doing a transaction, we didn't got any. Cool, that's the reason. Yes, see guys, the contract is already deployed in a one of our, sorry, this is not, one of our address. So when we are running the contract, we are running the exact address from the contract. We are calling the exact contract. So that's the reason we had a successful deployment of contract, but for doing a transaction, we had some errors. Guys, there is a little bit, my network is little bit slow. That's the reason we are getting the success messages a little. See, done. Now done. So now I need to copy the contract address which I deployed. Give a Control Shift C. Done. We have given the contract address. All we need to do is a run. Cool. We have successfully deployed our contract. So have we got the success connected to Ringb network? So paste your account address here. Give a name. Give a date. Any date. Give a class has to be 8, 9, and 10. Between 8, 9, and 10. Roll number, you can give any roll number. Class has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Marks has to be between 5 in between 0 to 600. Now see, we got a MetaMask transaction. If I click on confirm, because we are using the Ringb test network, the confirmation may take some time. Done. We got the confirmation message. Just paste the address here, get student details. Now see, we got the name, class, roll number, caste, marks, and the total fee has to pay. There is one more thing, guys. Student count. How many students are there? So, guys, this is a basic contract, basic dApp you can develop where you know the exact flow. There is no need to explain any flow because you all need this. You all know this. I mean, you have been in the schooling. You know the every details. All you need to do is how to connect those dots. Okay, now you understood the connecting the dots. I mean, connecting on your dots on your own is the important thing. Okay, so have you got the flow and the structure of the dApp which you are developing? So guys, in your contract there will be a total fee. See, suppose there is a total fee for the class 9 is like of 60,000. This is a total fee, yeah, the person is getting for the marks scholarship and the class scholarship. As everyone is clear with the flow of the dApp with the contract part, can anyone please raise your hands now if you have any doubts regarding the contract? Cool. Yes. Every address, every student will have a unique address, but only the contract owner has all the details. I mean, only the message sender, I mean, the owner of this contract can can do every changes he has to do, because every changes the contract or because the all the what we call um, all the changes, like all the access will lies with the admin of the student block, I mean the student registration block. So only the address we need, like you consider it as a rule number in a real case scenario for the student. So if every student has a address, so what are the things we can do? If the student has a unique address, guys, I think you lost my screen, I think so, right? Just a second, I'm reconnecting. There is a slight misconnection. The connectivity is lost, guys. I'm connecting again. Cool, yes. We can't change the details. Only the student has, guys, just give me a second. If you have any doubts, please ask me, guys. I'll help you out. Meanwhile, but wait for some time because I'm reconnecting my screen. Guys, do you have any more doubts regarding this flow and the structure of the DApp? Is my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. Yeah, what the how I'll explain you the part how you'll get all the files, how you need to complete the task. But before that, please let me know, have you completed this? Have you understood this flow and the structure, how we are developing this DApp and how we are using this? Guys, just give me a second. You can still ask me the doubts, guys. Please ask me the doubts. Do you have any doubts regarding this, the flow and the structure? So if you are done, I'll just explain you the flow, how you will get the connect, how you will get the doubts. I mean, sorry, how you will get the file and the structure of the zip file and what are the things you need to do to complete this DApp. Is it clear to everyone? Cool. No, I'll just explain you guys. Do you understood the flow? What are the things? See, you will have the contract. You will have to go through the contract. These are the things we need to get. Okay. Cool. You are not getting the exact you'll not get the same DApp Now, what the DAP you'll get is totally different. That you need to write a contract where if a student has some fee for this marks, he has to get a percentage. For this marks percentage, he has to get a concession in his fees. Okay. See, everyone, this is the total flow of the final DApp. After writing your contract, executing the contract, linking up with the Web3, and doing a front end, this is the final DApp solution you have to get. Okay. But before that, you need to write a contract. You need to understand what are the things you have to give to the contract to get these details. Suppose you have a class 8, 9, and 10. So that you need to understand that the user has to, you have to restrict the user that if he's entered the number as 10, the total fee has to number as 10, the total fee has to be 0, because there are no students which are, we are not giving any specific details for the class 10, more than 10, and more than less than 8. So you need to restrict the smart contract class to 8, 9, and 10. And one more, you need to restrict the students that if the caste is 1, 2, 3, 4, if even the student enters the more than 4 number is more than 4, like 5, 6, 7, or less than 0, you need to restrict him. And the marks also, how we are getting the percentage of this marks is also important, guys. So there is a total marks for 600. Okay, so total marks is for 600. How you will calculate the percentage is also an important. You need to get the exact percentage for this marks, and you need to write a slab where you know, write a flow that if a percentage has this amount of percent, he will get this amount of scholarship. Like for 70 to 75, he'll get this amount of scholarship. From 75 to 80, the persons who are comes under this slab, comes under this bracket of percentage, he has to get this cash scholarship. Merit scholarship. So taking all these points into consideration, and you have to subtract this cash scholarship and merit scholarship from the total fee. Okay, at the end, only what the students are getting, the name, the class, the roll number, and the marks, and the total fee has to pay. Is it clear to everyone, guys? I'll tell you what are the things you have to do now. Okay, so I have told you the things, like you need to write the contract. There will be a predefined variables, predefined structure, predefined functions. You need to understand the flow, just fill those blanks and complete the contract. Cool, you can do that. There is no problem in that. You are developing your DApp. This is your capstone project. As I told you before, I'll tell you now. There is no restriction. You are open to do any changes. Okay, as it is well and good, no change. There is no restriction in doing a separate task in a separate way. You're open to do anything according to your statements, according to your use cases, according to your knowledge, according to your skills, because you are developers. There is no restriction. We will not restrict any person to do exactly the task in the same way. You're open to do anything you want. That's the reason we are open, and this is the open source projects, right? Yeah, I'm just connecting, guys. There is a little bit issue with my network suddenly. Just give me a second. I'm just connecting now. So my internet connection has lost, but my data is not accepting the speed which my laptop need. That's the reason I'm just can't able to connect my laptop. Just give me a few seconds, guys. So apart from this, do you have any doubts, guys? Have you understood the exact flow? Because when you get the dApp, you have to work it on your own. See, remember, guys, there will be no help. The help will be only in a way that you have to do your things. We'll just guide you. I'll just guide you. That's it. You'll never get the exact solution from me. Clear? That's the reason I'm asking you, did you understood the flow? If you understood the flow, then the things will be easy. If you don't understand the flow, the things will be hard. That's the reason we need to understand the flow. What are the reason? Why are the reason we have this contract? What the exact output we get, and why we are writing this contract? Is that clear to everyone? Guys, I need some response. Have you guys understood the flow? Once we are done with the flow, we are not going back to the flow again. All you all need to do is develop your dApp, run your dApp, and make sure that you complete the dApp on your own. No help, only the guidance will be there. Nothing more, nothing less. Is that clear, guys? So what are the major tasks you have to be do in the, so again, I hope my screen is visible now, guys. Thanks. So now, guys, See, remember the address what we are giving here, we calling the same address here to get the student details, because we are calling the details of the student, like we are mapping everything, like every details of the student to this address, and when we are calling the address we'll get everything. So now what the things you need to do is you need to assign the marks as well as the total fee. Like marks are already being assigned here, and you need to assign the total fee to this address, so that when we call this address you need to show the total fee. Have you understood now? Is it clear, guys? No, we can't delete or update a student, because the data, yes, everyone need a data of the student from. See, even the schools we have in real time will store the data of the student till we last. The data is been stored. So we're making sure that we are developing a app regarding this. Student count is nothing but how many students are totally there. Okay. See, we need to know the how many students are totally registered in our DAP, right? So when we click on the student count, we'll get the number of students have registered. Consider this as a problem statement. What if guys, is it okay? I'll not mention the details. What are the things you have to do? I'll just give you the contract. I mean the zip file. You have to get where the exact loopholes. Where are the things you need to fill? Is that possible? Should I give it like a puzzle without any details? What are the tasks you have to do? Because you all know the flow. You know the end-to-end flow. What are the details you need to give? What are the details you need to get? And what are the details need to be assigned? So suppose if I give a if I make some edits, I'll just change some data. I'll just give you that zip file. Will you complete that project without any task, which without any mentioning of where exactly you need to complete the task? Because I have explained you the whole flow. Is it okay? Can you people can connect the joints, or else should I mention the place where the task has to be completed? Is it open to you guys? The same thing, but only thing you'll get the same file, same project, but there will be a statement where the task has to be completed. The task has to be completed here. In one zip file, there will be a no task mentioned, because you need to search the errors where the exact things you need to fill. It's open to you guys. Let me know how you want the capstone project to be completed. It's like to be a puzzle. Cool. It has to be like a puzzle where everything, you have to search for everything, understand the flow from first to top, understand the Web3, where we are getting the data, understand the front end, how we are getting the data from front end, and the main thing in a smart contract, what are the things we are passing, how the data is flowing, what are the things, I mean, how the functions are working. No, there is no trying here. Only thing, there is a one shot. Hare Krishna, are you ready to give this shot and develop your project? Because you already have a project completed. You already have a one of the capstone project like a supply chain app. This is not so hard than the supply chain app. Okay, consider please when you compare these two apps, supply chain is a much more bigger app. Okay, with all the functionalities. This is the real-time use case scenario which you all faced. Okay, when you all face this problem, you know this problem. Can you solve this problem without giving any task like a puzzle? Is a task has to be a puzzle. Will you solve those puzzles? Are you ready to solve those? Do you have this enthusiasm to solve those? It's open to you guys. Cool then. Take this as a challenge. I like you guys. You are taking the challenges. The developers are open, has to be open every time to take challenges. Okay. All the developers are here to create a new things. Developers are there to create a new thing. There are a lot of we face challenges when we create a new thing. To create an existing thing which is already there by mentioning a task, there is nothing more because you already know what the things you have to do. But finding the things, you know something, you know the flow, but finding the things in the smart contract and just extracting the things and making sure this is the exact problem lies, that's where how you find the problems in real time. I hope everyone got my point in how exactly the things you need to find when we got a project. And if you have any errors, you understood the flow, you understood the architecture, but you need to find out where exactly the problem is. So finding the problem is important, guys. The problems in any project will never mention that you have this problem at this point, please solve this problem. But no, developers directly given a project, you have this flow, I'm getting a problem, I don't know where it is, you need to find those problems. Use this scenario, use this project like in a way that it may help you in the future, that solving these problems on your own can make you understand that how the exactly flow works, what are the things we need to make sure that we need to understand. Okay, I'm making sure guys ready, be preparing you. If you get any problem, if you face any problem regarding the project in your future, like developing any project, you'll never have a problem because you already did this problem, you already faced this part. So whenever you know you have this problem, you'll solve this problem with some experience. Is that clear, guys, to everyone? What is the exact reason the project are giving without any task, I mean without mentioning any tasks in a project, to make sure that all the developers are ready for the market and solving the problems. Is that clear? I hope everyone will be showing me the same enthusiasm and complete this project in the same enthusiastic way by Wednesday. I need a project to be completed by Wednesday, and everyone has to submit this project by Wednesday morning. And this Wednesday will be having a final class. Okay, we'll be wrapping up this course by Wednesday to submit those projects. Is it clear, guys? Can you? This is today's Monday. Yeah, I'll just send you the doc, I mean the zip file in a group, or I'll just upload the zip file in the drive which we have, and you all need to complete this project and you need to submit the flow, and you know the screen. I mean, I have showed you the output, what exact output you get. I'll help you guys. Yes, tomorrow is a class. There is a class tomorrow. If you have any doubts, I'll help you all. But on Wednesday, you all need to show me the output the exact way you are getting. Is that clear, guys, to everyone? Yes, there is a class tomorrow, guys. There is class. The class will be wrapping up on Wednesday. So now we are winding up our class. Can you please tell me, guys, do you have any problem at anywhere with this? Is, I mean, we have left with 14 minutes more. This is for the discussing and have a Q&A section. Please ask me, guys, do you have any questions regarding anything? No, you need to deploy your project in any test network. The same thing applies how you deploy the contract, the supply chain. You need to deploy that. Cool. See, the backend is nothing but if your Oracle VirtualBox is supporting the Node.js and all the dependencies we required for our project, you are good to use any system, okay, any host. Cool. Venkat Reddy. So taking into the time span and the number of students, it's hard to be covered all the projects. That's the reason we have choose the best one and giving it to you. So not to make it uh, more things, I mean, pushing up the more things to you, we are just making sure that learn the things with the having more time in a more understand way. Yes, every contract will run on the test network. See, you want to really deploy, you have to really have to deploy on the main net. You need to have the own ethos, okay, the official Ethereum. So this is in our testing purpose. If you want to really implement this RAM, you need to have, there are a lot of points will be in we need to join. Like we need to have a project. I mean, we need to make sure that the database has to be taken. We have to consider the database. Yes, we can make this project in Windows OS. Yes, we can definitely make this project in Windows OS. There is no problem in that. But make sure that you have the all the dependencies we need for our contract and we need for our project is present in your Windows. That's it. So what is the main reason we have choose Ubuntu and the Linux is very easy. I mean the Linux OS is very easy to use. That's the reason we have choose Linux. See, no, I mean, React.js is very easy to use. I mean, it's very, I mean, it's a very responsive. We have a responsive websites with the React.js and the syntax and the library we are using. It's very similar. We use the JavaScript for that. But what is the main thing is it is backed by React.js is backed by Facebook. So that's the main reason we are facing with React. It totally depends upon the Facebook. I mean, if they remove this framework, then it's done. The Facebook is remove this framework and it's done. So there is no reason all the front end are using React.js, but it's very easy and it's very compatible to use React.js. I personally use React.js, and it's very user free to use, user friendly to use that language. Where you are installing Bhaskar, the Node.js one? Search according to your host. I mean, the installation may changes to the host to host. The installation guidance, the steps which I have showed are given for the Linux part. I mean, for the Oracle, you need to cool then. What I mean? Please search. I mean, there will be a configuration issue. I mean, there will be a missing some libraries, Bhaskar. So you need to cross check those and you need to find those. Yes, Kalyan, yes. I will send you the predefined files. Okay. There are files with some structure. You need to find those. Okay. And you need to solve those. Remember, guys, there will be only changes in the Web3 file like the index.js, and there will be only changes in the smart contract. There will be no changes in the front end. We'll have this front end exact way. All you need to do is just update the doc in the Web3 as well as in the front end. Clear? I mean, sorry, Web3 and the smart contract. There will be no changes in the front end file, that index.html. I'll just show you the file. Guys, in the JS folder, you have the index.js. Only in this file, you'll have some changes. And in the contracts folder, you have this college file, college smart contract. You will find only changes in these two files, like in the college.sol and the index.js. And you have to be more concentrate on these two files. First, concentrate on college.sol and do everything perfect in the remix ID, then move to the Web3 and complete the Web3 and link the web college, the front end and the back end with the Web3, and you are ready to go. Make sure guys you have a perfect without any errors, and you will have the same front end. Make sure that you get the same output when the output which I have showed. You are ready to make changes. I'm hope you are ready to change make any changes, guys. But please mention those changes, what the changes you have done, so that I'll get to know what the changes you have did. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? Any more questions? Everyone, I mean, taking into consideration of a time and making sure that you are getting the utmost understanding of every dab, we consider to teach only the two dabs, because the best dabs. So to understand the flow and everything, we have the limited time. To make sure that use the time in a more efficient way, we have considered these two tabs, so that for the two dabs you get enough time to learn, to understand, and guys, is it audible now? Cool. Guys, no personal questions here on the chat, please. No, no issues, no problem. But I'm a blockchain developer. To answer your question, that's the reason I'm teaching you. I'm your tutor for the blockchain developer only. I think you got your answer, Krishna. So my biggest obstacle, see, when I started my journey in the blockchain field, the articles, I mean the flow, I mean the structure, I mean the installation guides, you can see now there were no one there to even have the specific procedure for the development of a dApp. Okay, so making the things learn and understanding the flow is the biggest, hardest obstacle I faced in blockchain till now. Because everything, I mean, when I started my journey, there were no tutorials, there were no, I mean, most of the people were not into the blockchain at that time. Everything I had to make, even the docs, even the installation guides, everything you are seeing on this course are made by me. Everything. Those are the steps I have made sure that the problem I have faced till now, so that there has to be a cakewalk to all the developers in entering to the blockchain field. That's the reason you have the clear every steps, every installation guides in an easy way. You can easily develop a dApp without any. See, I have told you before. For the I don't even know that there has to be a same file with the contract name and the file name. I have spent around 1.5 days for that. So to avoid to save your 1.5 days, I have just that has made that. Is it audible now? Cool.
Yes, sir. You can.
Any more doubts? Cool. Yeah, I think I'll just recommend a certificate examinations. I think it's better you invest that examination time in your developing your skills. I mean developing in your dApp. I only prefer that because I know we have in a field that there are certifications for that, but I prefer you all first have some technical knowledge in developing a dApp, then later move to have a certificate. Invest the time in the certification. I mean, invest your time in developing a dApps because all you need is, yes, I'll explain you that part. No, it's not an IDE. Definitely, blockchain is a, see, LinkedIn has created a survey, and guys, please stop it here for the questionnaire. I'll just explain these questions. We'll just wrap the class for today. So we have tomorrow, we have a time tomorrow, and you can ask me questions tomorrow regarding anything. Because I'll just take the last question, the Christmas Swarup ones. And before that, Tejas, after course resources for blockchain as a career will be helpful. Wait, guys, blockchain is a field where it can be a, see, it is termed as a next big thing after the internet. Okay, it's a next big thing. So yes, in a LinkedIn survey, blockchain is the #1 field. I mean, the blockchain developers are the #1 field where there is a lot of scope, and there are the demand is in a way that the supply is less, the demand is more for the blockchain developers. All you need is the skill where you have a capability of writing a contract in a more efficient way, that you make sure that there are no loopholes in a contract. That's the reason as a contractor, as a developer, you know to need a DAO attack. So even a small mistake in a DAO attack in a contract can cost a huge price. So that's the reason, guys, I'm just making sure that you have all the things knowing beforehand, going to a market, that what are the things you can do, what are the things you have not to do with the contract as a blockchain developer. Please understand those, use my insights as well, so that you can understood that those are the things. I mean, if I do any wrong mistake in a contract, that can be a huge effect. So please make sure, guys, there are no loopholes in your contract. And next thing, I hope you got your answer, Desai. And next, Krishna Saurabh, yes, Infura is nothing but it's an API, and making sure that it helps us in contact, having a HTTP server, and we can have a communication with an API, and we post the data to a server. This is how we can connect our API, and we can connect our smart contract to the server, as one of the person and one of the student has asked, I mean, do we connect our blockchain to the cloud? We can connect. I mean, you have an Infura API and it helps us in having a connection with the test nets like the ring-bead option, as we are using a main endpoints of those. And Infura will definitely help us in having a uh, doing a transaction with the test nets or the main nets. It's like an API. It provides us a connection with directly with the test nets. Is that clear, everyone? Cool. Guys, you'll definitely get a zip file today in a group and just upload it that in the same in our drive folder, and make sure that there will be a readme file. Please understand that readme file clearly. I'll mention each and every step what you guys have to be done. I mean the where the errors are present in the file. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Cool. I hope everyone will complete the project by Wednesday and submit and show me the output by Wednesday. Is that clear? Please, guys, show me the same enthusiasm. And the main thing, please understand the flow and the logic. All I don't want about the output. I want you to understand the flow and the logic, because if you understood those two, you can develop any dApp. Okay, if you understood those two, the output will come automatically. Please be more focused. You are thinking the things exactly the right way. Is that clear, guys? Is it clear to everyone? Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day. Happy coding. Bye bye. Thanks for your time.